I'm doing good. I'm doing good, and I'm excited to see my friends from Southeast Asia doing really well in the current series, and even put up a really good show
10
against eHome
seconds
earlier.
remaining.
All right, yeah, up against eHome, they were somehow managed to go
5
ahead and
seconds remaining.
take a game off them. Unfortunately, eHome moves forward into the
Reserve
winner's
time.
bracket. They are playing up against Escape right now, and winner of this is going to be playing the loser of that match. So we could potentially see another Execration match coming up very, very soon. Now, Tidehunter picked up very first pick. I like this right now. Tim's likes it. I think it's going to be a nice little offlaner there if RR wants to take it up as well. He does like to run that over there, and the Ravage is such fantastic control.
Yeah, he's a player where there's two kinds of offlaners nowadays. The one that
10
takes a lot of
seconds
farm,
remaining.
or the one that specializes. Actually, three kinds. The one that specializes in team fight,
5
or
seconds remaining.
the one that specializes at like half, like both, like a hybrid type of player. And RR is more
Reserve time.
towards the team-based play style. He plays around his team, he initiates for them, he gets the mech. So it's one of their most comfortable heroes for RR. You build a lineup around Tide and you just push and you group up as 5.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what else they're able to combo with that. Now, compLexity,
Execration's
taking a
turn
page
to
out of
pick.
Execration's book. First pick, Sand King.
I wonder if they're gonna plan to contest their lanes, because Sand King versus Tide is a extremely good matchup for him 1 versus 1. He's gonna be able to dominate and crush the Tide in the laning phase. So
10
we'll have to
seconds
see whether
remaining.
Call has that idea right from the get-go.
5 seconds
It could also
remaining.
just be a normal setup, Sand King, maybe a Sand King Dazzle dual lane. We saw that from Navi, from Star Ladder.
Reserve time.
You have a support in the lane to help Sand King pressure the opponent's safe lane, depending on what carry they have. And all in all, off-lane pick and a support pick, a very standard opening here from Call.
Now, speaking of standard openings, with this Dazzle pickup, on a scale of very likely to Annie go home, you're crazy, how likely are we to see a Huskar for compLexity?
Possible. It's obviously possible. Every time you see Dazzle, you see Oracle, there's always going to be an opening for Huskar. And the opposing team, you either have two choices. You choose to ban the Huskar, or you build your draft around being able to deal with Huskar and use your bans against other heroes that you feel are going to be stronger on the opponent's lineup. So those are the ways that you can approach it. I mean, it's annoying to think about Huskar in the back of your head when you're drafting all the time.
Absolutely. So we're going to see. Oh, gosh, they go through. There's going to be no
compLexity's
Meepo respect ban. So Aved gets his paws on that little pink miner. I am so excited to see this in action. It is legendary right
He's
here.
very, very good at the hero. Like, he's super good at the hero. So you saw all the games before this.
Execration's
All the
turn
3
to
games
ban.
against eHome, the hero was first phase banned, and in the first game
compLexity's
against
turn
Call
to
ban it,
ban.
and this game they chose to ban the Mirana, which I felt wasn't even a hero that made a big impact in the last game. It's just a very good hero in general. I felt the Earth Spirit was the MVP in the last game for Execration. So they're gonna allow the Meepo to get through, and in the second phase ban, take out the Earth Spirit, take out the Juggernaut. And for Execration, they took out the Sven, which is one of the best heroes against Meepo because of the cleave, and there's still Ember Spirit with cleave against Meepo. But in the early stages of the game, Meepo is not afraid of Ember Spirit.
10
Sven comes
seconds
online much
remaining.
faster than Ember.
I'm just thrilled that we get to
5
actually witness
seconds
this right here
remaining.
in the TI wildcards. Now, compLexity, they've got an opportunity now with such an early Meepo
Reserve
pick to
time.
pick up 3 heroes that can counter it. What are their best options?
I mean, Sand King is pretty good versus Meepo. You want to have Disable plus, yeah, Timber is also a very good hero against
compLexity's turn
Meepo.
to pick.
Disable plus mass AoE damage, which Timber and Sven offers. So they are both banned out. Like I said, Ember is a hero that can deal with the Meepo, but after you get Battle Fury. So he's a much more slower paced hero in terms of dealing with
10
Meepo.
seconds remaining.
The other heroes would be Earthshaker. Power's not that great
Execration's turn to
mid to late
pick.
game. Early game he's fine against Meepo if you catch out one Meepo and you have the battery assault preventing him from poofing out. But late game he's not that great against Meepo.
Yeah, I really worry for Clockwork here. I think he's a little bit flimsy in that early laning stage.
They are setting themselves
10
up
seconds
in a situation where they're gonna have to maybe end the game by 30 to 40,
5
like 30,
seconds
35 minutes, 40
remaining.
minutes at maximum if they don't have good heroes against Meepo. Because all these
compLexity's
heroes,
turn to
if
pick.
you notice, Tide and Silencer are both heroes that
What is happening?
Tide and Silencer
Execration's
are both heroes
turn to
that
pick.
protect the Meepo because you have those big AoE, big ultimates to protect the Meepo. He jumps in, and you get the global silence or ravage off. And for call, right now they're picking. Yeah, I mean this is a pretty good hero in terms of dealing AOE damage against Meeple.
10
I mean, this
seconds
just feels like
remaining.
desperation right now. Shadow Fiend is quite flimsy. Of course, he can do a lot of AoE damage,
5
but
seconds
if he's the one that
remaining.
gets
Do
jumped,
you
he's
get
in trouble.
do you get Ags this game against Meeple?
I mean, it helps with the damage.
Reserve
Why
time.
not? It's hella expensive. Now, complexity, they've got one picked left. I'm assuming they still need to go for their position one.
Mhm.
They need more AoE, I guess. Do you go for something like an Ember Spirit safe lane?
Possibly, then the Sand King would be like a greedy support. So we'll see how they actually run it right now, or they're gonna just put Sand King on safe lane as a core, which we see from Navi from time to time, but not sure if that's complexity's playstyle.
I mean,
So we'll see what they do.
there's the possibility for a
Yeah.
Drow Ranger, but I really don't think that's what complexity are looking for right now.
So Execration gonna just follow up with
Complexity's
Ogre,
turn
which
to ban.
has been
Oh gosh.
in. Was he in every game today? I think so.
The first match of Complexity versus Escape, he was not picked, but every match since then, I believe he has been picked up.
Yeah, just a pretty good hero, like I mentioned in the last game. Very good at
10 seconds
stabilizing your lane. He
remaining.
fulfills the role that a Riki, Bounty Hunter, or Earth Spirit would do in the game. You run
5
around,
seconds
you
remaining.
pressure the lanes with your Ignite and your super good base armor and HP regen. And then in the
Reserve
late game and the
time.
mid game, you have the Bloodlust to help your carry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm terrified of a bloodlusted Meepo. I think that guy's just gonna go through like a chihuahua, start nipping at your heels. Now, Complexity, I mean, they're sitting back very, very careful with this ban. Do you think this is gonna be Silencer in the safe lane or Silencer support? What are we gonna see?
Support more likely, I think. Support Silencer, Ogre will be roaming around, then they'll pick another core, I believe.
Execration's
So you
turn
don't
to
put all
ban.
your eggs into the Meepo basket, you have another carry that can deal physical damage.
I mean, it's Aved Meepo, one of the best in the scene.
Oh,
I mean,
that hero is also.
Execration's
I mean,
turn
he
to
is the
pick.
drafter, so
Yeah.
he knows every hero that's very good against Meepo. So
Complexity's
he's gonna
turn
just
to
build the
pick.
draft around Meepo. There are 4 heroes that can protect the Meepo. You have Silence from Silencer and Puck. You have a big AoE stun from Tide, and you have Ogre helping the Meepo win his lane in the early game, like secure his lane. For call,
10
they have to
seconds
be able
remaining.
to pick a core that deals well with the Meepo,
5 seconds
clones, whatever you want to call it,
I call
Meepo
them Meeps.
meeps. I'll just call them Meepo clones. But like we
Reserve
discussed,
time.
Ember's a pretty good solution, but he gets countered by Silencer's Global. And you don't come online that quickly, and you already have a Shadow Fiend, so that might actually make your overall lineup greedy and slow pace, and it's gonna allow the Meepo to run over you in the early stages of the game.
All right, last pick coming up for Complexity. This could be their last shot. This could be their very last draft of TI6 in total. If they drop this game, well, goodbye Complexity. Execration will move on, but I mean, it's all down to this. We could be going to a game 3. I mean, it's definitely not ready to tap out Complexity just yet, but I worry that their laning phase is going to be flimsy once again. I feel like that's one of the big things last game that threw them
Yeah,
off.
if you run a Sand King support, you're gonna expect your lanes to be weak, because you are running a 4 position that's greedy. You need levels, you need farm, and if you compare that to the Ogre, Ogre doesn't need anything. You need boots. That's about it. Boots win lanes. You run around. You don't even need boots in the early stages. You just run around and you club enemy heroes with Ignite. Nobody can fight you. For Sand King, you need to find a place to farm, which is an issue if Ogre's running around
Ember
pressuring the lanes.
Spirit.
All right, so it will be the Ember Spirit that we talked about. Bring some nice AoE, but where's
Slow
Complexity's
pace.
power peak? I mean, it seems like the Shadow Fiend needs to come online early.
Very
Yeah.
slow, and they need to wait for Battle Fury Ember. They have a few timings: Blink, Sand King, Battle Fury Ember, and depending on how the Shadow Fiend itemizes, is he gonna get an early mech, or is he gonna just get a BKB? Because you need BKB against Tide and Meepo. There's no way out of that. You need BKB. Or he's gonna get an Axe first, then BKB. So those are the important things. At the end of the day, their overall lineup is very slow. And Execration, they don't need much. They need their levels. Meepo maybe gets 1 item or 2, the Aghanims, and he likes to build Dragon Lances. Multiple Dragon Lances on Meepo because it gives very good stats, 14 strength, 14 agility. It's extremely cost
10
efficient for the
seconds
hero.
remaining.
And with Ags, you're very tanky. So I would say Execration's timing and peak window is very fast. But Call needs a lot more time. They need to be getting a lot of items. I would say
Prepare for
20-25 minutes
battle.
is their timing, but Execration can definitely fight a lot earlier than that. Like 10 to 15 minutes, they're extremely strong.
All right, I am very excited for this. Again, I'm Annie. That's Winter, and
Wait, look at the look at what they're doing. they're getting souls on Limp. They place cogs at the base and Limp is
Yeah,
denying.
that's a pretty nice combination there. You are able to get a couple souls just with those cogs right in the face. I've seen that a couple times. But meanwhile, over here, we're gonna have Swindles. The beat bopped up, gonna be taken there. That little ignite right to the face. Abed coming in, maybe try to get a piece of this. Swindles, he might be forced to level up that Burrow Strike, which he does not want to do. Looks like he is able to go run through. Meepo's attention span not quite long enough, but Swindles gets a stern talking to right there from the Ogre's Club.
Jeez, this is okay. Cole is just using one of their, I would say this is something that they prepared for an
30
important match that they
seconds
want
to
to
battle.
come up with. We used to see this before when, I think it was Infused, that they did it with Venomancer wards plus SF. You just do what they're doing right now, but this is much better, you can do it faster. So Shadow Fiend would be, I mean, Shadow Fiend has to win his lane. He's going to destroy his lane because of all the damage that he's getting right now.
All right now we got the puck just sitting here into the pit. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of rune contest. It looks like Dire gonna go for the top rune.
The battle
I'm excited to see how Limp is going to perform on the
Man,
Shadow
Puck
Fiend.
is gonna go back to his lane. He's like, what the heck is going on? Why does the Shadow Fiend have so much damage?
Yeah, he's hitting pretty hard right now. He's got himself.
I mean, this lane is just over for the Puck. He's not gonna be able to contest the farm. Like, he might have to constantly use his AWP to take last hits because SF will have a huge amount of advantage in terms of getting, in terms of his base damage plus the damage that he got from Necromastery right now over the Puck.
All right, so moving forward, Nando, he got himself that little null tally to start. Do you think we're going to see, you know, the early Veil build from Nando, or is that just going to be a casual tally?
This game, I think it's more important for him to get the blink because he needs to initiate for his team. I would expect the Tide to get the mech for the team, so there won't be an early blink on Tide. On RR here, getting
speaking
pressured.
of Tide, he's actually getting pressured so heavily. Pops out with the Fairy Fire, one more hit. I mean, the first blood goes to the way of Hanskin. Nice body block there from Chessie. He has to take a couple tower
That was
shots.
really good play by Chessie there on the Ember, getting the body blocks off. But like I was talking about, I was expecting the Puck to go for an early blink. Veil maybe later, because I think that mech on Tide and blink on Puck, that would be Execration's timing. You want to play a very fast-paced game this game.
All right, once again, Tidehunter taking some serious damage. I love the early poison touch into the Dazzle.
Yeah.
How do you think Hanskin's going to build? Do you think he's going to prioritize that poison touch, or is that just the value?
Mostly just 1 point, then you prioritize your other spells. Your other spells are just way more valuable than poison touch. I think maybe maximum you get 2 points, but you don't go anything more than 2 points. If you need that second point to get another kill on Tide.
Alright, so Silencer doing well, just able to go and bop some serious damage there. Little Glaives doing some work, and Nando's gonna have to go heal up and lane up against the Shadow Fiend. He's doing a lot of damage. Obviously, Shadow Fiend not picked a whole lot in the meta, and you know, why is that, Winter?
I mean, after all the nerfs, and I think especially the change to the mana curse on Raze and how the jungle creeps work, where you get the additional magic resistance on the creeps, so it's very difficult for Shadow Fiend to farm the jungle compared to before. That's why you see the drop-off of Shadow Fiend being used in the competitive scene.
Alright, Nando not able to get a whole lot out of this, has only 8 last hits to the Shadow Fiends, 17 denies on Limp right now. Of course, a lot of those are the cogs, but still, that's gonna be some serious denies adding up right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we kind of expected, that Puck can't really do much in his laning phase. Because Shadow Fiend just got such a big head start in terms of his damage. There's not much the Puck can do to slow him down in terms of farming. So he's just gonna have to wait for his level 6. You run around or you react with a TP to turn ganks around and try to get yourself back to the game that way. Because I don't think there's anything he can do in the laning phase against the Shadow Fiend anymore.
Yeah, speaking of our laning phase down here, Abed doing very well, holding his own in terms of overall last hits, and he has it as level 3. Divided we stand, still not leveled up, but he's going to get some meeps going for himself soon enough. Meanwhile, back to mid lane, we're going to have Z-Freak going back in. You can tell he's itching for something, but only level 3, no hook shot just yet. Now Swindles goes in, deep dive there onto Chemo. They're going to bring in Tins, he's cut himself that ignite if they want to go for the slow, but just able to go through Silencer with some casual harass, holding him back for now, but that's going to be Silencer with some wasted time as Abed gets some nice jungle farm for himself.
Yeah, you look at overall their supports, what their supports are doing on Execration. They're stacking the jungle, there's multiple stacks left and right. They're just preparing this meeple for success.
You almost had that.
Alright, going back in. Swindles, he's doing what he can here. Has himself his boots down.
They're trying to get a lot of pressure onto the meeple by committing 2 heroes into the lane. Swindles was jungling with his Iron Talon before, but right now Call decided we cannot just let the meeple free farm, so they are committing 2 heroes right now onto their offlane to sort of pressure the Meepo, but I don't think he cares that much though. He can start to jungle.
Nando could be some trouble here. He went for the rune. He really wants it. Gonna go phase shift back in. One more raise means that is a dead puck and a rune picked up for Limp. Hayes turn if he wants to go make something happen. Meanwhile, down bottom, big stack here. Chemo wants to get his fair share of that, but it looks like Swindles is gonna be taking most of the prize.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Right
attack.
now, the situation for compLexity is they have to get more advantage so they can sort of deal with the Meepo better. And getting that kill there onto Puck is really big for them because like I mentioned, Puck is going to be their important initiator. He has to be able to get an early blink and help his team initiate team fights where they want to fight around 10-15 minutes. Meepo has enough levels and Aghanims hopefully and tie with a mech. That is their most important timing for Execration.
Alright, speaking of Tidehunter here, he's going to be sitting back, trying to do what he can. He picks up that little ring of protection, but he's a long ways off from any real items. He's got himself only 9 last
He's
hits.
going to Iron Talon jungle.
Yeah.
This lane is pretty difficult after he gave up the first blood. I mean, it's already difficult by itself because Ember deals a lot of magical damage and Tide is more survivable against physical damage because you have the Kraken Charm, you have the Anchor Smash. So right now the laning phase is not that great for RR. He has to wait for the Puck to make a move or someone to make a move or start jungling with Iron Talon.
Going back in here, we're going to have the Meepos just going and farming. They couldn't care less. They're getting something done, but there is going to be a smoke rotation in. Z-Freaky sitting back, still no hookshot, but they got the raises, the raw damage coming from Limp. This could be very big. The Meepos going around farming a small camp. Will they actually get the vision on it? Z-Freak wraps around. They know something's going down. Limp with that long range raise. Will it be enough to get down Abed? He's scooting his boot right on out of there. And they also do have Ogre down here in the bottom lane. He's got himself the Ignite, but not enough mana.
There's no way they caught up to Abed there. He's just way too fast for them. And he's really close to... Usually he builds Boots of Travel first, so he is 200 gold off that. That's going to allow him to farm even quicker, pressure the map faster. And overall, Cole is really worried that the Meepo is coming online. You can see that they committed 2 heroes to pressure his farm, and then they made another smoke rotation to try and kill him with the Clock and the Shadow Fiend.
Oh, over here looks like Chessie could be in some trouble. Gonna be taking a little bit of a slow there, but able to leap back to his remnant. Yeah, he's going every which way, but Tidehunter now getting some time to himself in lane. How's that going to impact his scaling?
And he has to be able to, like I said, get the mech, get his levels plus the mech.
Oh, Swindle's gonna be going in. Chemo gonna be trapped in between a dire sandwich. Will be slapped down. Abed able to poof his way out of this. Looks like Hanskin now in some serious trouble. Abed, can he go for the double kill? This could be the burrow strike right now. Swindle can turn this if he wants to. Burrow striking right on through and should be able to get away safely. They are gonna be rotating Z-Freak, maybe trying to get the wraparound here, but the Meepos are still relatively healthy.
They have to give like the Clockwork a lane to get level 6. Like this is the issue of you having the Clockwork support just to help Sheriffin get a better laning phase. He has to be jungling at some point into the game to help repay whatever the Clockwork has done for him in the early game.
You can tell Nando's just chomping at the bit to get something done here. His DD will expire, but he has his Dream Coil at the ready. If he can get a kill on the Shadow Fiend, that could be awesome, because Shadow Fiend here, he's sitting back, he's rocking 30 souls right now.
Yeah, despite that one death in terms of CS, he's doing okay. I expected him to get crushed more after what happened in the early game. The Clockwork giving the Shadow Fiend such a big advantage. So 33 last hits to 48 SF acceptable after one death of the Puck. So they have to be more than happy about that.
Oh, down bottom, we're gonna see something go down. Z-Freak going in, dropping Chemo into the cogs. And Chemo, he seems fine with that arrangement. He's gonna fight till the bitter end. They are gonna get Nando there. He's ready to go. He's got a Dream Coil as needed. Z-Freak gonna get smacked away. They will use the silencer. Now Hanskin, he's on the run here. He's got himself one grave. He goes for the heal onto Swindles. Got himself nice and healthy in the process, but Tim's gonna go through the Fire Blast to lock him down. Hanskin, no time to react. No shallow grave. They lock Swindles in place. Swindles trying to turn things, trying to get something done, but only level 6. Does not have his Epi leveled up. Now Tim's kind of left on his own devices. They're looking for something now deep here. And Tim's, he's gonna be still sitting quite low. Swindles goes back in. Another Burrow Strike as Puck just abandoned ship. No mana, no ability to fight that. Sand King able to have a really nice impact in that fight, picking himself up his first kill.
Yeah, that was really close. That I thought they would not have got the kill because they missed one of the raises from Lim onto the Ogre, but they still had the follow-up stun from Swindles to actually secure the kill. So overall, it's really important that they get a quick blink onto Sand King because like I mentioned, the timing window 10-15 minutes for Execration is going to come, and you have to get your hookshot out, your blink on Sand King so you can defend your towers if you need to. And looking at the Shadow Fiend's item right now, he still has a lot of gold, so I mentioned, BKB is very important for him this game.
Yeah, I mean, is that what he's moving toward next, or does he pick
Not
up
sure
a
though.
Shadow Blade in the meantime, or?
Shadow, if you want to go for Shadow Blade, you have to get a lot of kills. You need to be snowballing right now. I mean, he's not exactly snowballing, so at some point you have to be defending your towers because Execration is gonna force the push soon when they get their timings. So
Alright,
he's going for the early BKB. Like I said, BKB is extremely important.
just want to take a quick moment. Welcome, everyone. If you're just tuning in, this is going to be game number 2 of Execration versus compLexity. This is a lower bracket game, so loser of this is going to be going home. No more TI6 for you. Now up top, RR gets shackled up. They're just going to bail out of there, hit that TP like it's hot. We are going to have a rotation up. Looks like the Ogre Magi might want to go through, just putting up some nice vision.
Yeah, so right now you can see Lim is transitioning into the jungle and they are allowing Clockwork played by Z-Freak to get his level 6.
Oh, going in. Nando in some serious trouble. Is going to be able to go and leap up to that illusory orb. And that's going to be a free escape pass for him. And, you know, I'm excited to see the first Ravage. Tidehunter holding on to that tightly. When do you think it's going to come out?
I said this before already. They have to get the mech. That's very important. Mech plus blink. I mean, we might see early Ravage if there's a reaction. Like he called.
Nando still in some trouble here. Might be able to hop back. Will be able to do so. Now here we are going to have the Dream Coil popped out. Chessie under tower able to go leap back away to his remnant. Tidehunter just sitting back, farming the jungle. Nice and cool for him. No pressure just yet, but now with Lim coming in, stealing some of that farm. Nice little bit of farm going his way. Man, 120 gold just from popping out some raises.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the first Ravage will most likely happen when Execration feel they're ready with the blink and the mech, and they're gonna force towers, try to get objectives. Otherwise, I don't think any Ravages would happen unless there's gonna be an aggressive play by Call and Execration will be reacting towards it with a TP from Tide. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any Ravages soon until they hit all their items, the mech and the blink.
Alright, so Global Silence now is online. Silencer ticks over to that level 6 and has just enough mana for it. And switching over to Net Worth, we are going to have Meepo at the top of the chart. No real surprise there, but he hasn't really felt a whole lot of pressure for the last couple of minutes as he has bailed out into the jungle.
I mean, to be fair, Call did try to pressure the two heroes on the offlane. You see a hook shot.
Bottom lane, hook shot connects. Chemo in some serious trouble. Mass rotations in, though everyone wants to get a part of this. RR is going to go ahead, pop that rabbit, stopping everyone in. Z-Freak taking the anchor snap in place. Abed joins the party. Z-Freak silenced up. There's nothing he can do. He will go down, looking for more. Swindles not able to TP out. One more club of the anchor.
He was able to get his blink before he went down there. So that is really important for them. It's not, he didn't lose to any goal there, got his blink. Despite going down, wasn't a really good exchange there. Two heroes for a lone support silencer, but there you go. A reaction from Execration and compLexity made an aggressive play, allowing them to utilize their first Ravage.
Yeah, meanwhile up top, Chessie able to get a lot of free farm, and we've been talking about how terrifying it is that Meepo's been unchecked, but this Ember Spirit, he is actually starting to have a decent impact in this game.
Yeah, but he's gonna take a while more before he reaches his Boots of Travel plus Battle Fury state, whereas Meepo is gonna get towards his timing, which is the Eggs plus Boots of Travel soon. So Meepo is gonna be able to try and influence the game sooner than the Ember can. So that's gonna be the part where compLexity needs to chill and not lose too much objectives before they hit their timing on the Ember. SF is gonna get his BKB soon. He's more or less halfway there right now.
Alright, Z-Freak sitting back, all the Dire Heroes grouping up. There's a smoke on the Clockwork if they want to look for something, but for now they seem content just to exert a little bit of pressure here onto this Radiant Tower.
Yeah, right now they understand that the Ravage is still on cooldown, so they are using this timing to try their best to get as many objectives as they can, since it's a big cooldown and Execration. Cooldowns on Ravage, so they're trying to get any trade-off. When you don't have their spells, you try to get a trade-off. And mid lane,
In some trouble, Global Silence, he can't run in and out. He's trapped into the Dream Coil. He just has to sit there and wait for the silence to end. There will be a net coming back up. Oh, the multicast looks like it hurts. Meepo able to go through and snag his third kill of the game onto the Ember Spirit, no less. That is a very, very important.
That was very well done by Execration. They used the Global Silence, they followed it up with a Waning Rift from Nando, and then it allowed, like, every spell was used at the correct timing, and it allowed the Ogre to come in with the final disable. And Teams is gonna get hookshot by Z-Freak here.
Oh yeah, he's trapped in there. He's gonna be spraying out the garbage. He wants something out of this. Dazzle doing what he can. Heal Bomb will end up taking it out this time, and that's gonna be Dazzle's fourth kill of the game. He's had a really high impact there with those 2 points in Poison Touch.
Yeah, good rotations overall, good movements. they don't have any wards in the jungle at the moment. Like against Meepo, you want to have wards in the Meepo's jungle, so you want to scout out his movements. And Cole right now pressing another tower at top lane. The Ravage is up for Execration, so I would expect Execration to try to defend the towers right now with the Ravage up. They have the mech as well. Ravage, mech, and blink, so everything is there.
Oh, there is going to be a nice little burrow strike there. They go in with the Searing Chains. RR debating whether or not to pop the tentacles. There he goes. Tim's coming in. Chessie going to be silenced up. They will be able to go through another kill onto the Ember Spirit. Well, that's feeling good. They're looking for Z-Freak now as Abed comes in, joins the party. He wants to throw out the net. Z-Freak going in with the cogs, trying to burn up the mat. But there's going to be Swindles popping in with the Epi, but it's just not doing enough. Swindles now busted his load, just sitting back. There's going to be a shallow grave here, keeping everyone safe for now, but Swindles is going to be outlasting that. And they're looking for more here as Liv. He's still going to be able to do a whole bunch of damage. That was beautiful there. Z-Freak looking to turn this right around. Tim's gonna get slapped into place, and now Chemo gonna be one of the lone survivors in this fight. Another nice cog there with Z-Freak taking one too many tower shots. Abed able to go through and take up his scratch, looking for more. Look at the damage coming up. These moves. They're able to go in, and Abed lives for just a little bit of help. That's not gonna be enough souls to pop him down this time.
Oh, that was a really bad call fight. I thought Execration were gonna take the fight after the Epicenter didn't do that much, but then the triple stun from Swindles there sort of salvaging the team fight, getting them the kills, but then Meepo waited and waited until that he felt like it was the best timing for him to come in there. But the initiation from compLexity there wasn't that great. I felt Swindles was in a very, very good position. He was on the high ground and his team was on the low ground, but all he needed to do there, I think that he needed to wait for Execration to commit, go on to his team, and then he epi in. He epi'd like probably 1 or 2 seconds too early there.
And we are going to have Meepo going through, picking up that Dragon Hansen. Oh gosh, speaking of Meepo, this fight is far from over.
Chessie.
Big silence there. He's going to try to leap away. Nice burrow strike, connecting onto 3. Swindles might have to trade his life for this. The Glaive's popping around. He will get caught in a net there. Do they have the vision for this? Looks like they are going to be able to go through the AoE. Plenty. And one final spray of damage out from the puck.
They should have gotten the kill on the Ember as well. It was like half a second late on the global there from Silencer. Mid lane.
Yeah, Limp is going to go in. Looks like he's going to be in some serious trouble here. He's only got 27 souls, but that still hurts now. Now they're going to be going in. There's going to be a Cog doing some work. Limp is still alive for now. Chessie actually coming in. He's going to be leaping away to a safety remnant. Shallow Grave going to be expiring. Limp trying to take someone out with him. Will he be able to do so? No, the souls pop out. Everyone's still alive. The Mechanism doing some serious work. Now Hanskin in some trouble. Can RR really dive this? He's so gosh darn tanky there with the 3 points in Kraken Shell. They're wrapping around. They want to find this juke spot. They will be able to go through. They connect there with Fire Blast. And finally, Puck able to secure his 4th kill of the game.
That was really, really bad for call there. Limp was about to get his BKB. He was on a career, and they fought without the BKB arriving to him. He needed that BKB for that fight. That was really, really bad for call there. Not fighting with the BKB. That was a disaster.
And now at a deficit in terms of overall kills and net worth. Golly, that is now about 2,500 in favor of Execration.
So basically, Execration, like I mentioned, they have all the important items: the blink, the mech on tight, and agonies for spots. Like everything is there for Execration. They're gonna constantly look for fights when they have their ultimates up. And for call, they have the BKB up on Shadow Fiend. They need his souls. They have the blink on Sand King. And the next thing that they're waiting for is the Battle Fury on Ember. Chessie has to be able to get to his Battle Fury timing. That is their best resort against the Meepo at the moment.
Oh, Puck getting down and dirty. Goes for that Dagon build now. How do you feel about the Dagon without a Veil?
It's mostly for sniping out the Dazzle, because when team is initiating in front, Dazzle is going to be positioned behind, getting ready to grave the target that you're focusing. So when you have that Dagon on the Puck, you're able to blink behind, solo kill the Dazzle, take him out of the fight, and allow your team to kill his teammates easier.
Alright, I mean, we have got basically a fully stocked Tidehunter. He's just waiting on his little Blinky coming back in, but he's got himself the makings of the Greaves. Do you think he finishes off Greaves first?
I think you get Blink right now. Greaves is not that important for him. In games where you're up against silencers, where there's something important that you want to remove, then you get the Greaves early.
Net's gonna be coming in the close silence. Yeah, that net is really unfortunate. Another Wattoss will connect, but I don't think the silence is long enough to hold him in place. So unfortunately, a big ulti spent.
They are still strong enough, I feel, to be able to just push and get the tower. I don't think Call can actually take a head-on fight right now. They really need to get the Battle Fury on Chessie. With the Ravage, they're still pretty strong. So, they're actually gonna run in.
Oh, they're looking for something here. They're smoking up. They want to get something done. They've got eyes on this puck.
Swindles is all the way down though. He's not anywhere near his team. He has to get to his team ASAP. Like look at it, look at them. They're so spread out.
Chessie just YOLOing in here, really wants to find something. Tidehunter, they are going in. There will be a hook shot connecting, but Nando should be able to get back up to the high ground fairly safely. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a 1v1 here. Tidehunter finding Chessie out. There's going to be a remnant down to the low ground. They're looking for something here. The Meepos can be running away. Nando ticking after him. Has that negative earn charge coming in. There will be a Dream Coil coming back out. They want to get Swindles locked down. They might be able to do something here. It's going to get a really nice burrow strike. He's still up. He's still fighting. It's not going to live for long. It's going to be Abed going in some serious damage. His limb shows off that BKB. Can he actually get down the Meepos? Abed still fighting, throwing up nets every which way. And now Z-Freak, he's still up. He wants to get something done. Battery assault, not going to be enough to Ravage. Comes back in RR. The Heroic team needs Z-Freak to become the lone survivor. But not for long. Oh, Meepo. It's going to be an 0 for 5. Triple kill for the puck.
Man,
but Meepo is doing the real damage there.
What was going on in complexity's mind right there? They initiated with the hook shot onto puck, but Sanking was not in position for a power strike there. There was a huge miscommunication there for call. They did not position their team well enough to be able to take the team fight. I get the idea that they wanted to take a fight without global silence, but they just didn't have the positioning. They did not coordinate that fight very well.
Oh, I love this build from Abed. I've seen him do it a couple of times there. 2 Dragon Lances. It's so cost effective. I mean, yeah, people are like, oh, Meepo's not ranged, it doesn't work, but it's just so effective. It gets Meepo up and fighting before his usual power peak, before he's known to be a real fighter. And I mean, look at him now. We're 19 in the game.
Oh, he missed the waning rift there. Otherwise, he would have gotten a solo kill on Dazzle. Nice try there by Puck. But like you mentioned, Dragon Lance is a very cost-efficient item on Meepo. Any stat hero in general. Heroes that utilize stat very well. We see Dragon Lance on Morphling. We see Dragon Lance on even Gyrocopters. Like that item is just very good.
So Swindles here on the Sand King. Definitely a different Sand King than we saw last game played by Execration. You know, oh god, Meepo, please relax. And takes out the courier too. I mean, that's just a knife in the heart right there. And now we're going to be looking for more. Chessie, the global silence comes out. It's going to be godlike for the Meepo. Abed spraying out nets left and right. Doesn't even matter if it doesn't catch anything. Just his ferocious presence is enough to drive back all complexity.
He is too powerful right now. Like,
it's crazy. Hamstring's going to try to TP out. Can they actually break it? Swindles is going to be focusing his efforts elsewhere, trying to get Abed stuck down, but Swindles just limping away. And that's going to be him just scurrying around, using the best of his ability, going in for the burrow strike. But man, Abed is relentless. Oh god, brings in the damage beyond godlike now. 10-0-6 on the little Meeps. Is there anything Complexity can do?
At the moment, none. They have to wait for their Battle Fury on Ember. The Meepo just, like I said, they hit their power timings right now and they are way stronger than Call, and Call is far behind. They don't have enough farm on their heroes. So they're not going to be able to take any fights, and that poor Dazzle there.
Please relax. I mean, just look at the level split right now. Meepo level 20.
Oh, he was close. He almost got Z-Freak there.
Oh, it's really vicious right now, Complexity. They've got like one final last stand in them, but this Meepo just picks them off left and right. He's so mobile. Booster travels every which way, poofing around, hopping back to base for a brief sip of the well before he's able to go and finish the job, rip off the band-aid, and take Complexity out of TI6.
This guy just understands Meepo very well. He builds a draft around his Meepo. Everyone would allow, like every single one on his team allows Meepo to shine better and understands his timing windows. They're just using their timing very well right now because they understand that they're stronger, and before they have the battle free on Ember, there's not much they can do against the Meepo.
I mean, there's a reason Meepo is respect banned against Abed in every single game of this tournament so far, except for this one, and you know, we're seeing it. Abed here, 15 years old, and already one of the most ferocious Meepo players in the world.
Well, I'm sure someone will figure something out against Meepo if it's picked early, because I feel like that hero is still a pretty situational hero. He's a good hero, but situational. Not the best hero in the meta. And opening the hero in the first phase allows your opponent to plan ahead on getting the heroes to deal with the Meepo. Like, you can only ban out 2 good counters against the hero.
Yeah, I mean, do you think for Complexity this was kind of a draft loss or execution, or where did it all go wrong? How did Meepo get to this point?
I think they have a pretty good draft at dealing with Meepo. Even though I feel Meepo's, the teammate Meepo has around him this game is really good to allow Meepo to shine. But I feel the execution on call was really lackluster this game. The team play was not good. The way they took team fights and their movements as a team in general. They just didn't play well, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, was it just down to laning stage or down to that one smoke rotation? It seems like there was just such a crucial point where Meepo started to be like, oh god, we have to deal with this.
I think their laning phase was okay this game compared to last game. They lost their lanes because of the Earth Spirit rotation, but this game there was not much rotations and they didn't lose their lanes. It was just when it comes to execution, they didn't execute as well. And Execration understood their timings, the blink, Mac, blink on top, Mac on tight, and they just kept taking fight after fight when Meepo has Aghanim's and Boost of Travel.
Alright, this is the last hold coming up here. We've got the TP back from Sand King. He was trying to push out and rat out that top lane, but has to bail out. His racks are more important. They go in, they just blow up Chessie like it's nothing. He buys back immediately. This is the Hail Mary play right here. You've got Hanskin trying to do what he can, looking for a nice little weave there. They are able to go through, get a stun onto Ovid. They go for the poison patch, but a triple man dream coil. It's looking nice for Puck. Let's just do a big blink, and he gets off the nice little souls. But Abed, he's getting low. He's got the 80. They're turning things on the limb. There's nothing they can do about it. Another Requiem comes out. The Ravage can finish everyone off. Everyone's dropping down to the grave. There's going to be no buyback on the Emperor Spirit. No buyback on the Shadow Fiend. This could be it. The racks are under attack. Meepo is still up. Still fighting. Still on the Aegis. They're looking for everything they can possibly get. Swindle. There's going to be no epic for him. Nice blink strike comes back in. But oh gosh, they're looking for something here. And it's an ultra kill from Abed. Can get the rampage. Sand King, the lone survivor, scurrying back to his base, sitting in the fountain while everything all goes down. The racks are falling apart. This is unbelievable for Execration, able to go in again. This is complexity's last shot, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold out for now, as Execration going straight for the objectives, keeping their eyes onto the prize. They're going to be rotating the Meepo back in, everyone healing up nicely, going for a second lane of racks rather than tier 4s.
And he used that Ethereal Blade to actually save himself, not wasting the Aegis there. Now goes back to base, kills the 2 HP, comes back again. This is GG like this.
It's looking real tough. I think Complexity, they're going to stay into the bitter end again. This is their last taste of TI for this year.
There's nothing they can do against the Meepo. Ember was forced to buy back, and there's no way he get the battle for you now. And they just need to 5-man that run down bottom and just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's just absolutely dirt poor here. Looking at the overall net worth, the support Ogre Magi is surpassing him. It's rough, man.
The only way I see Call winning a team fight is somehow Swindles lands with at least 4 heroes in his Barrow Strike, plus all the Meepos somehow, and they land a Requiem on top of that.
I mean, he's had some fantastic Burrow Strikes. The problem is
it's not enough damage.
You get a bunch of heroes stunned up, and then what? You drop the Requiem, and even at max souls, everyone can live through it.
And they have a pipe on Ogre. They are not going to be able to kill them. Like, this item is so good on teams. They're just basically building items to help Meepo survive against this AoE.
Overall XP and gold is going to be a
No, they're not going to kill Abed. They're definitely not going to kill Abed. Like, not even once. Like, he has Aegis. How are they going to kill him twice?
Oh, well, he's just going in, just laying into these towers. The full entire team looking to contest that. Rocket Flare comes in. Jesse, he's waiting. He will get a nice Searing Chains onto 3. They're looking for something, but the rest of the Radiant are now behind them. Tim's going to be coming in. Jesse going to get netted up. There's a global battle. This is going to be the last hold to go in. Godlike streak down for the Puck as well. Nando doing his work. Swindle's going to get locked into place. Burrow Strike. Requiem, but it's not enough. Swindle's tethered in place with the Dream Coil Limb. Trying to do what he can. Flashing around, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to be falling back to grave. Has one more buyback, which is GG. Comes out. Complexity eliminated from TI6. Execration take them out in an easy 2-0. They're going to move forward in this bracket, but holy hell, Winter, what was that game?
It was just a one-man show. I mean, even though I wanted to say it's a one-man show, but his teammates just basically set him up for success. All of his teammates, everyone played their roles perfectly. This game, Nando had the hardest game, I felt, because of the disadvantage that he had in the lane against the Shadow Fiend after what they did with the Clockwork Cogs, allowing Shadow Fiend to have full souls when he come into the lane. I mean, it's just a very good display by Abed that he was the drafter. He picked the Meepo, he built the lineup around Meepo,